Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's super already. In this video, we're gonna show you how to replace the transmission filter, flush the transmission as well. I have watched many videos on this and I have not seen anyone replace the filter on the transmission for Lexus IS250, and I'm sure this is gonna be the first video you clicked on and like, finally someone is pulling apart the transmission to actually replace the filter. And I had an issue. Reason why I'm doing this is because when I was driving my car, I had no forward movement. I pressed the gas, and I think it's a thing now because my scientist did the similar thing. I did actually resolve this issue by replacing the filter, the oil in the system, and actually adding a shutter solvent inside of it as well. I don't have that issue anymore, and the car is running great. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get into it. There are going to be two bolts right by the exhaust, and to remove these are a little bit difficult, so you just gotta take your time and get up in there, just like how you see me right here, to get those bolts out. So what I did right here, I was having difficulty of getting the bolt out, so what I did was remove another bolt and measure it to see how much clearance I have between the exhaust bracket and the transmission for when I actually do remove it. Here I'm using a open end wrench to remove the 210 bolts. And here I'm using the closed end of the wrench to remove the other bolt. It's a really tight space. When removing the transmission pan, it won't come out all the way because it's gonna get hung up by the transmission filter. So you just have to basically just lower it down and then remove the transmission filter inside of the pan, just like this. There's going to be 4 10 bolts. After removing the bolts, then plug down the filter and slide it out. After the filter is removed, now you can remove the transmission oil pan. After looking at the magnet inside the transmission pan, you can tell that there's a good amount of buildup on the magnets, so this is a good indication that the filter is probably clogged. This seal / gasket does not fit. You can see why right here in the corner, and the holes does not line up. This is not good. Alright guys, I got to a point in the video where I'm actually doing this job, and so what happened, the seal is wrong for the transmission. So now I'm out trying to get a gasket for the car, and I can't. And it's crazy because I'm not supposed to be driving this car right now. So I'm out here trying to get this gasket for my Lexus, and I'm driving a car that is not supposed to be driven. So over here we're heading to Advanced Auto and trying to get some parts for it, so this way I could actually makeshift a gasket, because I really don't have, they don't sell this gasket. No one has this gasket, and everybody that I call and talk to, you gotta be ordered. And the only place I didn't call was a dealership, surprisingly. But it is Sunday, so parts departments are closed. So let me try and get this gasket. Now, because I need this gasket so bad, I have to buy a roll. Everywhere I go, I can't find a roll for this car. I mean, I can't find a roll. I can't find the gasket. I'm gonna take this out of here. There you go. Boom. So I can't find the gasket for this car for the life of me, and the dealerships are closed today. So what I'm gonna do is use this roll and make a gasket for the car, because that's the only option I have right now, and I'm about to go do that. All right. So take this. I'm gonna go ahead and use this and make the gasket because I can't find it anywhere else. Like everyone, they look up the part and they find the kit, and when they match up the kit with transmission pan, it doesn't fit. So I have 2 gaskets now that I paid for that doesn't fit. Can't find it, and everywhere's like, oh, you gotta go here and find it. And I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work, buddy. That's not gonna work because everywhere else have the same part number and it doesn't fit. That's why I'm going to make a transmission gasket out of this, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so let me get home, get off this road because it's kind of late and I need to get this thing done tonight. So these are just gasket rolls that I got, and you can see what their purpose are right here: timing cover, fuel pump, differential, and distributor. And the other one, oil pan, crankcase, oil filter, caps, and you could use it for air cleaner. So basically air cleaner will be like your intake seals, but this is only a temporary fix, not to be in a car for a long period of time. Here I'm just gonna basically lay it down like you see me doing right here. This video is gonna be very explanatory, like you could see what I'm doing. And I'm just cutting off the edges now, and then I'm going to mark out the holes and then drill some holes for where the bolts need to go. Now the holes are all marked. Now you can go ahead and drill them out. Now it might look easy, but you still have to be careful with this material, because if you're not, you can actually rip the seal or rip the sheet. While you notice I'm holding it with my 2 fingers and drilling between my fingers. Right here I'm using this gasket to have an idea to how to make the gasket. The surface area of the gasket is about 1 inch wide. Right here you can see where I made a mistake and I'm correcting it. And once your cuts are made, just go ahead and peel it away. Now, because the holes are drilled, it's easier now to actually go ahead and put in the bolts, and the bolts will be held in by the gasket, and it'll be very easier to install it with the gasket because the bolts are holding the gasket in place. Now you can install the transmission pan and the filter. Right here, I only added about 6 quarts of oil, and then I'm gonna drive it for a week and then drain it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that the torque converter have fresh oil inside of it. Alright, so now that I have the oil replaced, done, I'm gonna go for a road test. So basically, just to get the oil through the system and making sure that everything is going well. Usually do a second flush where they run the car and flush out the whole entire system till it's like really clear. But because this is my car really, and I really don't have all that special equipment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the car for a week. So right now I'm driving it down the block, really running through the gears and whatnot. Drive it for a week and make sure that the oil, the new oil I got in there, go all over and everywhere. Is this needed? Is this necessary? Not really, but I'm just doing it because I want to do it. All the fluid that was in the torque converter, more cleaner, and this way I could actually, get another 100,000 miles out of it. Easy. I want to see how bad the oil is when I actually take it out of the, when I drain it again. And once I drain it again, I'm gonna put fresh oil in. So right now, I'm just going on a road test, making sure that all the gears are shifting, everything is okay. And then from there, then we'll go ahead and drive for a week and get rid of all the kinks. And yeah, so this is, let's go. Here you can see how dirty this oil still is, and I just changed it a week ago. Because of the oil that's in the torque converter and in the areas where the clutches are and in the valve body. Right here I'm just flushing all the oil off the bottom, so that this way once I start topping it off, I would have as clean oil as possible in there. Now I'm removing the two 10 bolts that's holding the cap over the fill plug. And that's your fill plug. Here I'm filling it till it starts to flow back out through the hole. All it needs is just a little nudge to tighten the bolt. Now I'm going to go on the road. I'm going to put in manual. And we're going to go through all the gears here. going through all the gears right now, making sure everything is good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop up Yui. Come on, guy. Smooth second. Smooth. Third is good. Police right there. And fifth is good. Six is good. But before I end up, I'm gonna go back down to fifth. Four, make sure it's a smooth transition. Third is smooth now. Don't really need that right there, but you get the picture. Everybody's shifting good. And you're good. Alright, so I hope this video will help. And yeah, just a few procedures that I'll go through personally whenever I'm working on my own cars. I personally like to drive the car and actually go through every single gear. So that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video and share it. And I hope that this video helped. And I'm not going to keep you any longer because the car's running great. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Now I'm just going through the neighborhood. And I'm in automatic now. And it's doing its up, down shift, and up into shift. Up into shift. Up shift, down shift by itself. So I'm not really doing anything. I'm making the car do it itself because that's the best way for it to do it itself. Because you don't want to just manually shifting all the time. So yeah, it picks up pretty good. Feels good. Car feels healthy.